I am so sad right now. Moonkins are not busting in the Season of Mastery beta. Or at least in the raid content. Now to explain a little further, Blizzard upped boss health and added in some mechanics that were taken out. Now from what I've seen, it's pretty much the same except the fights are longer and there are a few changes. For example, the Fireball and Oni now causes you to just move around in confusion for a bit. Now these longer fights are for sure impacting us boomies, or I guess I should say oomkins, because the title certainly fits now. If you want to last during a fight, the only option is to really just D-rank, to make sure that you are pushing some damage throughout the entire thing. Or do what the great boomies in my Discord are doing and freaking spam Flask of Wisdom, for essentially a 2k mana potion. Speaking of the Discord, make sure to join in for further talks about everything WoW related. But this does seem to help us a bit during raids, but let's be real, are we really going to be spamming Flask of Wisdom when the game actually launches? Unless you're buying gold or have some secret gold farming method that you're keeping secret but for some reason willing to tell me personally because you know I'll never tell anyone ever, I promise, you're not going to be popping Flask, because that's ridiculous. That is so much freaking gold and time to essentially be okay during raids. And that'll be every single raid, not just a one-off situation. Literally every boss fight you'll be doing this. Now I was curious if I had just misremembered how boomies were and maybe we had just gone through this before and managed to make it work. So I went somewhere familiar, somewhere where I would know things felt different. I went to farm some demonic runes in Jadefire Run in Felwood. And honestly it felt pretty much the same when I would farm it in Classic WoW. I even compared it to my 10-hour farm video and it lined up. I even went ahead and watched some old videos of mine and compared it to Phase 1 Ani in Classic WoW. And even with worse gear back then, I still had better mana overall. So the difference really is in the raids, and I will admit that I played on Alliance with my Moonkin, so I had Paladin buffs that helped out with mana. So I made an Alliance Moonkin, swiftly got into Joker D's Ani raid, and it was practically the same in terms of mana. So with all the changes, and even us being able to Moonfire now, it's kind of all wasted because the mana is just going to be so tough. And yes, we skill very well with gear in Classic. However, if all the bosses have increased health and the fights are going to last longer, we'll probably stay with the mana problems for the entirety of the game, while as in Classic we struggled a little bit with mana, but overall we could DPS and last the fights. So I'm not too happy with the length of the boss fights. It isn't like it's even hard. It just takes a bit more time, and I hope Blizzard doesn't see this change as something groundbreaking, and maybe even drops the idea and pivots towards maybe more changes in terms of mechanics. I will say, I think they accomplished their goal of trying to make players feel like they did back in 2004. I know as a Moonkin, I really am feeling the mana problems now. How do you guys feel about the changes in Season of Mastery? Do you think these changes are good for the game, and that Oomkins really should be Oomkins? And if you played a Moonkin in the beta, please let me know your thoughts on it, and if you're happy with how they are. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more from me, then hit that sub button. Make sure to have a great day, and peace.